So we're going to be going over today the number 1 test, and we're just going to do the first 10. So the first thing I see is that this is geometry. If you need more help with geometry, go to my geometry worksheet and tutorial. So anytime we see geometry, we're going to be going and doing, this is going to be based on 180 minus the 25. Our answer is going to be 155. That's all it is. Okay. Next one, a retail sales associate daily commission during a week was 30 on Monday, Tuesday, and 70 on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay. What is the associate's average daily commission for these 5 days? I'm a visual person, so I do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And I'm going to do 30, 30, 30, 70, 70. I know that's 140. I know that's 90. So I'm going to take my handy dandy calculator. 90 plus 140. 140 plus 90 equals 230. And then I'm going to divide that, 230 for a total, right? We're going to add these two together. 230, and I'm going to divide that by 5 because they want to know what the average is per day. So divide by 5, and I'm going to get 46. That's not right. Let's try that again. 1 week is 30 on Monday and Tuesday. Ooh, I did that wrong. 70. See, now I knew my number didn't come out right, so I had to redo it. So it's going to be 30, 30, and it's going to be 60, and then it's going to be 210. So 210 plus 260 is 270 divided by 5. Divided by 5. 54. Okay, and that number is there. So when you do something, and if it is wrong, if it doesn't come up with your answer, then reread the question, make sure you did it right, just like I did it wrong, so I had to fix it. So, okay, what is the greatest common factor of 45, 50, and 84? Okay, well, we know it's not going to be 5 because 5 doesn't go into 84. Let's try 3. 84 divided by 3, that's 28. Okay, that goes into it. 3 doesn't go into 50, so that's not going to work. So these two are out. 2 won't work because 45 doesn't work. 1 can go into it, right? So it would have to be 1. Okay, so what is the greatest common factor? I just started with the biggest number and went up. Okay. Next one, what is the value of x in the equation 2x? Okay, so all we're going to do is we're going to distribute that out first. So 2 times x is 2x minus 2 times negative 12. If you need to use your calculator, you can, minus 24 plus x equals 36. What is our job to do when we're doing an equation? Our job is to get the letter on one side by itself. So we're going to, anytime you see an x, you can just put a 1 there just to keep it clean. So we got 2x plus 1x is what? 3x minus 24 equals 36. We're going to go plus 24 on both sides, plus 24. If you can't remember how to do equations, you can do the equation worksheet tutorial, and I've got the worksheets in my classroom. So if you need more practice on the equations. So 6 plus 4 is 10. I'm just going to do this in my head, so it's 3x. Then what do we got to do? We got to get that x by itself, so we got to divide by 3, divide by 3. Again, all these concepts are covered on the equation worksheet if you want to refresh on that. How many times does 3 go into 60? That would be 20 times. So x equals 20, and there's my answer, so I'm going to put it right there. Next page. All right, this is a probability question. Again, I'm a visual person, so I got red, I got blue, and I got white. These are frequent. If you need to do this worksheet, it's the probability worksheet, and you need to do this tutorial. This is on every ACT test, I promise. The 4 red, so I'm going to put 4 there. Blue is 6, and 12 white, for a total of 22, right? 22. So it says, what is the probability of randomly selecting one button that is not white? Not white, so it's 4 and 6. So not white would be 4 and 6, so that would be 10 over 22. 10 over 22 isn't coming here. We got 1 out of 22, that isn't right. So, but if you see that it's even, what can we do? We can simplify it by dividing by 2. So now we got 5 over 11, okay? 5 over 11 is an answer. That is how we do it. And again, this is probability question. I suggest if you need more practice on probability, you can do the probability worksheet tutorial, and I have the worksheet in my classroom. Okay, on a map, next one. On a map, 1/2 inch represents 12 actual miles. So how much is 1 inch? 1 inch would be, 1 inch would equal 24 miles. Okay. 2 towns that are 5 inches away on this map are how many actual miles apart? So I'm going to do 24 times 5 equals 120. It's 120 miles apart. Okay. Next question. That is a fraction question, I believe. I'll put that on the fraction worksheet. Caden had exactly 45 plants to sell. After day 1 of his sale, he had exactly 42 plants left. So day 1, after day 2, I'm just going to put D2. So he starts with 45. He's got 42. He's got 39. Day 3, he's going to have 36. Day 4, he's going to have 33. Day 5, he's going to have 30. Day 6, after day 6 is going to be 27. Assuming Caden will continue to sell plants at the daily rate, how many of these plants will he have left at the end of day 6? Right there. Again, I'm a visual person, so I just write it out. And that's the answer right there. I believe also I have a visual. I may not have it out yet, but I should have it out shortly. I have a visual worksheet that has all kinds of visual questions just like this one that you can practice. Okay, number 8, an on-demand movie charges $5 per month plus $2 for each movie rented. Which of the following equations models the relationship between M, the number of movies rented per month? Okay, so the cost. Okay, so T is the total amount of money, and you get charged $5 a month plus 2 times every movie you rent. So, I just did it, yeah. So it's 2 times each movie is the total, so it should be 5 plus 2M. This is what you call writing an equation. So the T, the total monthly cost in dollars for the service. So T is what we're looking for. $5 per month, no matter what, is a service charge, and then $2 per movie rental. So it's 2M per movie. You're going to get charged $2. So that's how you do that. Again, I have a worksheet that says writing equations, and that one will give you more examples of this. Okay, what are the solutions to the quadratic equation? Okay, so this is an interesting one. Anytime it says equal to 0, what we're going to do is we're going to take each of these paces and equal to 0. So I'm just going to do 2x plus 5 equals 0. And I'm going to do 3x minus 4 equals 0. Okay. And then I'm just going to solve for x. So I'm going to go minus 5 minus 5. So we're going to have 2x equals minus 5. We're going to divide by 2, divide by 2. Okay, so one of the answers is negative 5 over 2. We're going to cross these 2 out. We're going to cross this one out. It's going to be between that and that. So we're going to go plus 4, 3x equals 4. Again, if you can't remember this, go back. If you can't remember how to do equations, go back to my equations 1, equations 2, and equation 3 worksheet. That'll help you. You got to divide by 3, and then this one would be 4/3. So it would be -5/2 and +4/3. So that is the answer right in the middle. Okay. All right, so the next one, an 8-inch by 6-inch rectangle is cut along a diagonal to form 2 triangles. What is the area in square inches of each triangle? Okay, so we got an 8 by 6, right? Now, anytime they're asking what the triangle is in a rectangle, all you do is you find the area, 8 times 6. If you don't know what 8 times 6 is, you can do it on your calculator because you get to use your calculator for everything. But it's 48, and you just divide by 2. So it's 24. Each triangle is 24. Now, if it looked like this, and they ask what the shaded area is, you do the same calculation. Or if they ask what this is, it's the same thing. So no matter what, if it's a rectangle, and they have these questions on the ACT often, if you want to just cut it in half, if that's all you're doing is making triangles inside of a rectangle, just get the area of a rectangle and divide it by 2, you're going to be right. And that one's that one. All right, so here's a fraction question. In a class of 10th graders, no student in more than one of the following extracurricular. 2/3 of the class played in the band. 2/3, okay? 1/6 in the chorus, 1/10 in football, and 1/60th in basketball. Okay. What fraction of the class did not participate in any of these 4 activities? Okay, so what we have to do is we got to get a common denominator. We got 1/60, right? How do we get from 10 to 60? Times by 6, right? We got what we do to the bottom, we have to do to the top. So what we're going to do here is times by 6, so that's it. How do we get from 6 to 60? We times it by 10. What you do to the bottom, you got to do the top. And same thing with here, 60 times 20 times 20, 40. All right, so we got, now we're all even. 40 plus 10 is 50. If you need your calculator, use your calculator. Don't make silly mistakes without it. So we've got 57 over 60 is participating in something, right? What fraction of the class did not participate in any one of these 4 activities? So it would be 60 minus 57, right? So 60 minus 57 is 3/60. Now, we don't see 3/60, do we? So, but how many times does 3 go into 30? We can divide by 3, and get 1/10. Oh, excuse me, 60, my bad. So, see, and I looked at it, I made a mistake, didn't I? I'm like, where's 1/10? Oh my gosh, I made a mistake. It's really 3/60. So that would be 20. So it'd be 1/20. See, Miss Mark makes mistakes too, but as soon as I look at the answers, I'm like, something's not quite right. Let me look at my work. I looked at my work and I saw my error. Okay, what is the smallest integer greater than square root of 61? Okay, so this is on the square root worksheet, and I have a tutorial on my website on this one. When we see this, what we have to do is 4 squared is 16. That is not the smallest integer greater than 61, not greater than 61. 7 squared is 49. If you don't know, just do 7 times 7 on your calculator, and that'll be the squares. What is the smallest integer greater than 61? 49 is not greater than 61. 8 times 8, we know what that is. 8 squared is 64. That is the smallest integer greater than that. So it would be h in that case. Okay. And we don't have to do the other ones because that's the smallest. All right, so here's a sine and cosine question, a sine question. Okay, so katoa. So we're going to do SOHCAHTOA. If you don't know these, go ahead and go to the SOHCAHTOA worksheet and tutorial. It'll talk about it. So sine of C, we're looking for C, and we're doing sine, so we're doing opposite 6 over question mark is equal to 2/3. Okay? How do you, right here, how do you get from 2 to 6? We would times that by what? 2 times 1 is 2, that won't work. 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 3 equals 6, right? What we do to the top, we have to do to the bottom, so we have to times by 3. So we know that 9, the question mark right here is equal to 9 because they give us sine as 2 over 3. And we know it's the opposite over hypotenuse. Remember, the long one is hypotenuse, and the opposite is from the C. So the opposite of C is 6, and then we didn't know what the hypotenuse was. But we figured it out because they're equal. And all questions, they're not difficult. They're always going to be equal to it. It's just a proportions thing they want to see if you know. So that answer is going to be E. All right. And so we're going to keep going here. We're doing the first 20 questions on this one. Okay. So the table below shows the first 5 terms of an arithmetic sequence. Which of the following is a general expression for the ninth term? Okay. So what I do on this one, I start in the middle. I start in the middle on this, and I see if it works. Then I'll know if I need to go up or down. So I'm going to do, which of the following is a general expression for the ninth term? So if I put 3 in for this, does it work? If I do 2 times 3 is 6 minus 1, that does not equal 9. So I'm going to cross that one out. Then I do 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9, minus 2 is 7. That doesn't work. Okay, so I do 4 times 3 is 12 minus 9. Okay, that one works. Let's stick it up here then. 1 times 4 is 4 minus 3 equals 1. Yes, that works. And then I'm going to do this one. So I do this one first, then I go to the top, and then I go to the bottom because it might be tricky. This F might work on the top, but it doesn't work in the middle and on the bottom. I always start in the middle so that if something, it's easier, faster to get rid of things. So let's do 4n. 4 times 5 is 20. Minus 3 is 17. Okay, so this is our answer. Okay. What is the perimeter in feet of the figure shown below? Okay, if you don't know this question, perimeter is just adding all the sides together. So you're going to go like that, and it's going to be 20, 20, 20, and 20, right? Well, this is going to be 20 minus 8 is 12, and this is going to be 20 minus 14 is 6, but if you add those up, it's going to be the same thing. So it's going to be 20, 20, 20, and 20, and you're going to get 80. Okay, so it's that easy. All right, looks like we're doing another fraction question. Again, you can go to the fractional worksheet and tutorial if you need help on this question. Okay, Manuel estimates that 2/3 of his pizza is left. Stephen estimates that 3/4 is left. Okay, so 2/3 and 3/4. They're going to compromise for a joint estimate by using the number halfway between their two estimates. All right, so what is their two estimates? So what we got to do is we got to get a common denominator, right? So what's 4 times 3? I'm going to go with 12. 12. 4 times 3 equals 12. So you got what you do to the bottom, you got to do the top, you got 9. And then times by 4, you get 8. So now we got 17 over 12. 17 over 12. Okay. And we got to divide that in half. So now by doing that, we're just going to, if we divide it by half, we're going to go 17 over 24. 17 over 12, half of 17, you can't do half of 17. So with that, you just double it, and it's going to be 17 over 24. Okay, that's how I got it. So 17 over 24 is the answer on that one. And because I can't simplify this at all, it's going to have to stay at 17 over 24. Okay, so far this basketball season, Sharita made 46 of her first 60 free throws. So 46 over 60. Giving her a free throw average of about 76.7. What is the minimum number of free throws she would need to make from now on in order to have free throw average of at least 80%? Okay. So on these, I throw out the bottom one, I throw out the top one, I start in the middle, okay? So then I'm gonna add 10. So I'm gonna add 10 here and add 10 here. So now I'm gonna go 56 over 70. Why I start in the middle is it'll tell me if I have to go up or if I have to go down. So I always start in the middle with these, and sometimes I get lucky. So 56 divided by 70 equals 80%. Okay, so 80%. So I got lucky on this one. I didn't have to go up or down, and I just kept it with that one. Okay, so that one is, answer is 10. So what I didn't want to start, again, on these number ones, I don't want to start with the top one, I don't want to start with the bottom one. I start with the middle one to see if I have to go up or if I have to go down. And then I just added 10 shots. I had to make the 10 perfect, and so it'd be 56 over 70. All right, here's an f of x question. If you've done your f of x worksheet, this will be easy. All right, so I've got to plug in my g of x for the x up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a 2, and I'm going to put my g of x. Where's my g of x? X to the second plus 1, and then I have to say minus 1. Okay, so I have to times this out, distribute that out, 2x to the second plus 2 minus 1. And then 2 minus 1 is just 1, so it's going to be 2x to the second plus 1. And that's our answer, 2x to the second plus 1. Again, remember when it's buried, you just put whatever your answer is for g of x into this one for x, and that's all it is. Okay. Next question. Data set A consists of 8 numbers listed below. Data set B consists of 8 numbers in A and a 9th number which is greater than 90. Okay. How will the mean and median of, let's just put greater than 90, which is greater than 90, let's just put 97. Okay. How will the mean and median of B compare to the mean and median of A? So set A consists of 8 lists. Okay, so this is A, and then B is the 8 numbers in A and a 9th number which is bigger, and this is B. Okay, the mean, okay, so remember the mean, just remember that's an average. Remember a test average can be mean to you. That's how I remember it. And then a median, remember the cement barrier in the middle of the road, okay? It's always in the middle of the road, right? So that's just the number in the middle. So you know that the mean and the median for both B is always going to be bigger than A because it's larger than 90, okay? So the mean and the median of B will each be greater than the mean and the median of A. Well, right there, that's your answer. Because it's going to be greater than. So the median, which is the middle number, is going to scooch up because it's bigger than 90. And the average, which is the mean, remember the mean is the average. A test score can be mean to you, okay? All right, so the next one. A truck traveling 35 miles an hour has a leaky radiator that is losing 4 fluid ounces per minute. Okay, how many miles will the truck travel before the radiator, which held 480 fluid ounces when it began to leak, is empty? Okay, so I'm going to go 480 divided by 4. Let's see how many minutes they're going to last. That's what I do. So it's going to be 480 divided by 4. That's 120. Okay, so 120 minutes. Okay, and it's showing miles per hour, right? How many hours is 120 minutes? That's easy. It's 60 minutes per hour, right? So it's going to be 2 hours. And it's saying it's traveling 35 miles per hour. So in this case, we're just going to times 35 times 2 because it's going to be 2 hours, right? So it's 35 times 2. If you don't know that, it's 70. If you don't know it, use your calculator because you can. And here's the answer for 70. And we got it right here. Okay. All right. So in this one, and that's the first 20 that we'll go over.